I am still being with the rich topic that I just interested that I interesting. Today I uh, read the context from the richdad.com by the topic invest time. How the rich invest their time instead, and what separates the rich from the poor. Okay, the rich don't work for money; they make money work for them by assets. That uh, my poor dad said he could not invest because he has no money. My rich dad said invest your time when you have no money. In most circumstances, people have no time to invest. Why? Because they think that working harder and longer will make them richer. Of course, nothing could be further from the truth. Consider these facts. The average US worker clocks in about 1,804 hours per year at work, the highest output in the world. 55% of Americans report doing work from home. 20% report doing it every day of the week. 25% didn't take any time off last year, and 43% took less than a week off. Those numbers represent a 400% increase in productivity since 1960, and a lot of time constraints American chasing the almighty dollar. Yet the inflation adjusts wage growth for the middle class has stayed stagnant or declined, as an economic policy institute reports from 1973 to 2013. Hourly compensation of the typically mm, production non-supervisory worker rose just 9% while productivity increased 74%. Clearly, working more doesn't mean making more. Okay? How are you investing your time? How are you investing your time? Today, unfortunately, but also fortunately, many people have more time than they ever imagined. As I write this, as Robert Kiyosaki write this blog, we are in the middle of the global pandemic caused by the coronavirus or COVID-19. Yes, is officially known and unprecedented. 26 million people have filed for unemployment 5 weeks into the crisis, as almost the entire population of the US is stuck at home waiting until infections go down. Those that are still working have more time than they used to as well, with nearly all social engagements off. The evening, the evening and weekends are pretty much free. But the stress, of course, is very high, especially for those parents who both work and have the met- mentality I stayed above. That working harder means making more while also trying to take care of their kids during this crisis. However, perhaps the sentiment is more working harder will mean keeping my job. I think many people have found it's not true. Interestingly, many of these highly capable employees are spending their days on video conference calls, which make them even more tired than regular work. They've ever coined a term for it called Zoom fatigue. Those that are unemployed are spending time trying to find work or waiting it out by watching Netflix, which is experiencing record growth since the end of March. and playing video games, which are also soaring. Very few are using the time to grow, and that is the reason many people will come out of the crisis as poor or poorer than they were before it. The poor invest their time poorly working for money. Poorly working for money. If you ask most people why they are working so hard or looking for work, if they are one of the million unemployed, they will tell you for the money. By this, they means a steady paycheck that provides security. Money is one of the primary reasons people take on thousands of dollars in college loans to get a degree for high-paying job that they don't like, but which they spend most of their working hours at, all while the things they really love in life sit on the sideline waiting for them to finish working. Sadly, the problem with this approach is that you only make money as long as you work. The only thing of value that you have to sell is your time. So in order to make more money, you have to work longer hours, which is physically taxing. Best because you only have the finite amount of time and energy. As an employee, your earning potential is finite by any measure. It is a poor investment. It is a poor mindset to think I will trade my finite resource of time for money. The rich mindset is different, and they look at time and how to invest it very differently than the poor. What separates the rich from the poor? Making money work for them. If you ask most rich people what they work for, they will tell you it's for assets. It's for assets. By this, they mean investments and businesses that provide steady cash flow each month with little to no work. Instead of spending their life working for money, the rich work to understand how to make money work for them through financial education. Very simply, the rich don't work for money, they make money work for them. Working to add more assets is much different than working for paycheck. For instance, adding assets doesn't require working longer and harder. Adding assets doesn't require working longer and harder. In fact, the higher your financial IQ, the less you have to work acquire high quality assets. These assets then provide passive income even while you are sleeping or playing. In other words, again, money work for the rich. How to make money? By setting goals. This is not to say that the rich that don't work, they just work differently. Each year, Kim and Robert sit down together and set goal as to how many new assets we want to purchase. It's important to note we don't make goals to make more money. We don't spend our time looking for a better, higher paying job. We know that if we focus on finding high quality assets, the money will come. And for many years, even after the work of acquiring our assets is done, Kim and Robert have spent many years building out their portfolio slowly and steadily and investing in their financial education. We weren't always rich and we didn't always have the financial IQ that we do today, but like rich dad, we invested the time to grow our financial IQ through financial education. When we had no money to speak of, we didn't put the time into a job, we invested it in our financial future. Uh, Today, we make millions of dollars a year in passive income. Kim and Robert, money that works for us instead of the other way around. Invest your time like the rich today to become rich tomorrow. That is their recommendation. How about you? What are you working for during this unprecedented crisis? What are you investing your time in? Are you working toward making money for you through the power of assets? Or do you spend your days toiling away to a job you hate in order to have the illusion of security? If so, what is holding you back? Today, I encourage you to start investing in your financial education and building your future through the power of assets. Uh, this, trop- this topic is talking about instead of paying your spending your time with making more money in your job, that you should more invest on your knowledge to grow your assets, and the asset will grow your income instead. And I found another blog from Gary Vaynerchuk talking in a different topic, but I think there are it has it it is beneficial to know. The Gary Vaynerchuk on his blog talked about 99% of tests in school don't matter. Recap: 99% of tests in school don't matter. Okay, Gary Vaynerchuk dropped some insightful gems on school and education in today's daily V that set the theme for his episode. If you are stressing about tests in school, you are more likely to grow up and stress out about other micro goals that just don't matter. You might become the type of person who's trying to win award instead of chasing micro goals like happiness. Becoming becoming a successful human being is about going beyond the micro and into the macro. The sooner you stop stressing about testing in school is the beginning of you navigating a happier life. Gary Vaynerchuk. The sooner you stop stressing about tests in school is the beginning of you navigating a happier life. In Daily V555, Gary crushed a bunch of meetings in New York, fresh off the first trash talk of 2019. You will see some glimpses of trash talk for being produced and some powerful meeting with some young entrepreneurs. Here is some timestamp of fun moment you can skip to. Uh, he provide some topic why Gary doesn't stop at yellow light and something like this. And I think uh, this topic is uh, kind of is the most important to know. 99% of tests in school don't matter. You might uh, have a have a middle grade, have a D grade or F grade, or even cannot graduate from the university or from the school, but it doesn't matter. In the real life, you can make money from other question. You can make money from another thing that you interested in, like this. And but uh, maybe 1% of the test in the school can help you to answer some question that uh, make you familiar similar with the question that you might found in the real life. But uh, don't stress with something in the school, and just use it and just let it go, I think. This is from the GaryVaynerchuk.com. 99% of the tests in the school don't matter. And this is all of today from Rich Matter Podcast. Thank you.